Hello and welcome back to Real World Magic, where we make your life more magical. My name's Neil Trigger, I'm going to be your magical host, and in today's video I'm going to teach you how to make a Draught of Living Death, like this. So in today's advanced potion making class you will need 6 grams powdered root of asphodel, which looks a little bit like that, 450 milliliters infusion of wormwood, which is going to look like this, and if you don't have one of those you can always buy one from my Etsy store. 2 valerian sprigs, 1 sloth brain, which looks like this, and in order to make the wormwood you're going to need 1 cup of ground wormwood. I'm going to show you how to make the infusion in case you don't have one yourself. So, how to make a Draught of Living Death, part of the advanced potion making series from Real World Magic. My name's Neil Trigger, I'm going to be your advanced potion making potions master, and in today's video we're going to be making a Draught of Living Death. So if you can't readily find any of the ingredients in your local supermarket, you can always buy a completed bottle like this one, which is the 200 milliliters, or this one which is the 500 milliliters from the Real World Magic website. I'll put the links down in the description as I said. So let's start by taking the dried asphodel root and grinding it in a pestle and mortar. So, first things first, measure out your asphodel and just pound it, grind it up there like that. Now, oh, that smells quite nice. Now, asphodel is a very magical herb, and so if the room fills with sparks like this, don't worry, that is totally normal. Set the powdered root of asphodel aside because we are going to need to make sure that the ingredients are added in the right order, and all we're doing at the moment is just preparing the ingredients. Next we need to simply fill a brass kettle full with water. So I have the water here. Ooh. It holds more than it looks. And then just bring it to the boil using a simple fire spell as we've used before. Once the water is bubbling and hot, just pour it straight on into the cauldron. It might take a while. Now once the water is bubbling and steaming in the cauldron like this, we will need to make an infusion. So next we need to take some wormwood, like this, and when ground in a herb grinder or a pestle and mortar like I've just done, it should look like that. So you can brew it a little bit like tea. Simply steep this in the cauldron and set to a low heat and leave for about 15 minutes. Now this video would be pretty boring if we just let you wait here for 15 minutes, and so I have made an infusion just here. Now if you're not able to make it for any reason, you can always buy a pre-prepared bottle of infusion of wormwood from my website, and the link is down in the description. So once the infusion is done, strained and used a funnel to fill a bottle a bit like this, just pour out 450 milliliters. Now with any luck, I'm not going to be too far off on this, because I think this holds roughly 450 milliliters. Oh, no, it holds a little bit more. Okay, maybe 500. So that's 450 milliliters of infusion of wormwood right there. Now, first things first, we need to clean out the cauldron using a simple scouring charm. Where did I put my magic wand? And a simple scouring charm just to clean out the cauldron, make sure it's completely clean, because we don't want too much excess wormwood in our mix. And then just pour the infusion of wormwood back into the empty cauldron. There we are. So here's the sloth brain I prepared earlier. Now you're going to need to float the sloth brain in the infusion and then sprinkle over the powdered root of asphodel. So let's take the brain like this and just gently place it inside the cauldron, and then use a ladle just to spoon over and baste the brain, the infusion of wormwood, over the top of the sloth brain. Then just pour in the asphodel, which looks very similar to the wormwood. Now that we've got the infusion of wormwood with the powdered root of asphodel, just place the sloth brain inside and gently baste it using a metal ladle. Just pour it gently over the top. And just keep this going for a couple of minutes. And now you may want to wear a face mask because the fumes can be rather soporific or overpowering to those not used to it. Now before we continue, I did just want to mention the next video in the series, which is how to make flue powder. It's a greyish greeny kind of powder looking like this, and yes, it is technically a potion. So I'm going to show you how to make a working flue powder. That's coming up in the next advanced potion making video. So if you haven't already, please do click the like button, subscribe, ding that bell button to be notified of future uploads, and let's get on with this, which is completing the Draught of Living Death. Now when it's completed, simply strain the mixture, take out the sloth brain and decant it into a bottle for later use. You can cork the bottle as well and wax seal it. Now once it's all finished, it will turn from this kind of greenish colour of the raw infusion of wormwood into more of a shadowy kind of colour. It's not quite green, but it's not quite black either. This is the final Draught of Living Death, and once it's strained, put into a funnel, decanted into a bottle like this, just wax seal it, make sure that it doesn't go on your skin because it can be quite dangerous. The effects of the Draught of Living Death are basically falling asleep, and falling asleep very quickly, and the effects can last for several days, weeks, months, even years, depending on the constitution of the subject. And it's always best to do your calculations before administering this potion, and if in doubt, just don't do it. So the only thing left to do now is to take a very small glass like this, and I'm going to take a sip. Now you may find that the effects take a few seconds to act, but as soon as they do, you will know, because I've also got a renovation potion, but I'll leave that for another video because it makes you sweat a lot. As I've said before, if you do have any trouble with any of the potion ingredients, then don't panic. It's an advanced potion, and so you can still buy it from my store, and the links are in the description. If you like this video, please click the like button, subscribe and ding that bell to be notified of the next time I upload anything. You never know, I may just add another advanced potion making class, only from real world magic. And in fact, I am going to be doing a flue powder one fairly soon. So share this video with your friends, and if you want to support this channel, you can get some awesome benefits like these amazing people did. And you can also support me on Patreon, PayPal, all the links are down in the description. Remember that I do a magical quiz every Saturday night at 6 PM UK time, so you can join me, you can get a team together, and you can even win prizes too. So I'll be back next time with some more magical awesomeness, but until then, as always,
Stay magical.
Whoa! I've just spilt infusion of wormwood all over my work trousers. Oh no! I should have used the proper bowl. In reality, it smells more like a curry. Oh crikey. I'm making a right old mess. I really shouldn't be wearing my work clothes. Now before I go any further, I did want to also plug next. And I'm going to be covering... Now before we continue, I did want to just plug next video. Now before we continue, I did just want to mention next... But be very careful that you don't... Now once you've completed the potion, all you have to do is strain it, put it into a funnel and pour it into a suitable bottle. This one has a skull based in it, which I think kind of indicates how dangerous this potential... No. So once you've finished and it's turned from the lovely green of the infusion of wormwood... Right, I'm going to start tidying up a little bit and also get some sample ready. Let's go. My pants are wet. Oh no. But as soon as they do, you will know, because...
Please subscribe to Real World Magic. While you're there, click the bell button to be notified of future uploads, and have a look at all of my social stuff. Remember to donate on Patreon if you really, really liked it, and I'll see you again next week.